Hi everyone. Welcome to the January 2024 update at Farsight. It's the beginning of a new year. 2024 is going to be big, and we have huge things to announce. Here's a quick summary of what is happening at Farsight this month. I'm Courtney Brown, Director of Farsight, where we studied the subject of remote viewing widely applied, where all data are collected under totally blind and scientifically very defendable conditions. We also often have interest in things that are extraterrestrial, such as UFOs and ET activities. So here's the big news for January. As you know, on the remote viewing side of things, we now have two major mystery projects out each month: Galactic Mysteries and Earth Mysteries, plus our Deep News project. First, Galactic Mysteries, which will come out around the end of the first week in January, and that project is The Reality of Harvey. Now, for quite a while, I've been having conversations at the beach with an extraterrestrial who we have named Harvey. That is obviously not his real name. The name, Harvey, comes from the play and movie named Harvey, written by Mary Chase and starring Jimmy Stewart. In the play and movie, Harvey is a huge invisible rabbit, a puka, and Jimmy Stewart is usually the only one who can see him. It is a very funny story, but it fits our situation with our Harvey. You see, it violates certain security arrangements for Harvey to be visible when I meet him. Coming to Earth is risky. Lots of ET ships from Harvey's side have been shot down during the so-called UFO crash retrieval program run by the U.S. government. Don't fool yourself into thinking that the UFO people don't know how to make reliable flying machines that simply break and fall to Earth. That's stupid. If they can fly between star systems, they can certainly know how to construct a reliable UFO. So when I meet with Harvey, he comes with a number of ships and a very large contingent of security personnel. And they have the technology to keep everything invisible. Obviously, the U.S. military would intervene immediately if a bunch of ET spacecraft suddenly appeared over a U.S. beach together with a large contingent of armed security personnel. Plus, the U.S. government has written agreements with a group who we call the bad ETs that specifically state that the presence of extraterrestrials and UAPs or UFOs must be kept secret. So the bad ETs use stealth tech to hide their ships. Well, this means that the good ETs, who work with Farsight, have to do the same thing to prevent a Cold War from bursting out into a hot war. So they use tech to stay invisible. Trouble is, lots of people have wondered if these meetings really take place. On the video, it looks like a loopy professor talking to an invisible friend. So to address this issue, we assigned one of the recent Harvey meetings to our remote viewers, who did all of their work totally blind to the target. They had no idea that they would ever be assigned one of those meetings. They were all taken by surprise, but the result of this project is amazing, and you will see it at the end of the first week in January 2024. Once you see multiple remote viewers all describing the same thing, you are going to want to closely listen to the Conversations with Harvey recordings that you can find on farsightprime.com. Plus, the remote viewers picked up lots of things that even I did not know, and I was there. They also probed me, which is sort of weird. Around January 7th, 2024, be there. You are not going to want to miss this one. Now, the second major project being released in December is our Earth Mystery series, and that comes out in the middle of the month in January, around the 15th. For this project, the target is a subject, Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism. Now, the main interest that we have in this subject is that he appears to have escaped the so-called death traps when he died. Those are the things that keep this planet as a prison. You may want to watch or rewatch our project named The Death Traps to get ready for this project. We sent our remote viewers to perceive his physical death and then to follow him after death to see what happened to him. Friends, this is really important. Very few people have escaped the death traps after physical death. Lao Tzu is special. He could only have done this by having a deep understanding of his essential being and the composite nature of existence as a human, both physical and non-physical. Mid-January, only on farsightprime.com, you will hear and see what happened to him. You are going to want to see this. It is big. And remember our Deep News project that is released with multiple episodes each month. In December, we continued to release results focusing on whether officials in Iran and Israel knew about the Hamas attack on Israel before the attack. Additionally, we have begun to release sessions focusing on whether President Xi of China is thinking about the possible use of military force to capture Taiwan, especially since the new war in the Middle East is tying up so many of the military resources available to the West. Also, we have begun to release new sessions on what Vladimir Putin is thinking about regarding the possible use of nuclear weapons should the war in Ukraine not go as planned. We will continue to release those results in January. Plus, we will release 2 new Deep News targets in January. As of the recording of this video, a couple of our viewers have not yet recorded their video sessions for those targets, so I cannot yet announce those targets. But these are all big stories, and you want to know the results. With data collected by the most highly trained remote viewers on the planet under totally blind conditions. These are data that you can never find in the mainstream media. At Farsight, you get the deep news. We release the deep news sessions on both farsightprime.com as well as YouTube, so stay tuned. We also just released the last Farsight intelligence briefing in late December. What is an extraterrestrial? If you have not yet seen it, you can find it on farsightprime.com. In that briefing, I go over what really differentiates an extraterrestrial from an Earth human. Now, it is not so easy to know this, and it is a serious problem for the U.S. military. Lots of extraterrestrials look and sound just like Earth humans, so knowing which is hard. Plus, some extraterrestrials are born here as Earth humans, and how do you know who they are? Finally, I go over why nearly all extraterrestrials flying over Earth's skies consider this entire planet to be a planet of zombies. It's true. They think of Earth humans as zombies. Want to know why? Watch the December intelligence briefing. Also, I will have the next Farsight intelligence briefing in late January, and it will be live streamed as always on YouTube with the permanent recording placed on farsightprime.com. Moving on, remember that we have a huge instructional and educational effort here at Farsight. We want people to know how to do everything that we do, especially remote viewing. We are not going to change the planet all by ourselves, a few people doing amazing things with remote viewing. Rather, we aim to train a large number of Farsight certified instructors who are going to teach remote viewing everywhere to millions of people. We have defined our courses that lead up to this on our website, farsight.org. We are also listing our Farsight certified instructors who are teaching these classes, and the list will grow as more people obtain certification. The Farsight instructors are doing this on their own. Farsight does not get any financial benefit from their activities, and that is how we plan on doing things with new instructors who achieve the educational goals and certifications from Farsight. We want people to make money teaching our version of remote viewing. That will be the only way that the knowledge of remote viewing will spread far and wide. Also, nowhere can you get anything close to our huge library of free printed instructional materials available on farsight.org, as well as our instructional videos, which are available on farsightprime.com to all of our paying subscribers. We are also adding new instructional videos up regularly, so now is the time to learn how to do this. We also want people to be able to work as paid remote viewers doing projects that they or others create. We're going to be announcing lots of new instructional stuff on an ongoing basis, so keep glued to Farsight. Start by going to our website, farsight.org, and near the top of the navigation bar on the left, you will see a link for remote viewing courses. Farsight is totally transparent. We have lots of public projects that you can watch to see what we do. And then we teach you how to do what we do. And that includes everything from making videos of UFOs to doing and even teaching remote viewing. You can't get this anywhere else, and our streaming service, farsightprime.com, is the best anywhere, totally equivalent on a technical level with any of the best streaming services available today. Farsight is first class, from top to bottom. So when you follow our stuff, you are engaging with the best. Also, Farsighters continue to be interviewed on numerous podcasts, and some of those interviews are really deep. We are linking some of the interviews in the description area below this video so that you can follow along. Some of these are very high-profile podcasts, and it is clear that the world is becoming increasingly interested in our activities, both with regard to remote viewing, but also with regard to our efforts to show people how to reliably make video recordings of UAP or UFO spaceships on demand. Again, look at the description area below this video. We are continuing to post our new YouTube content on Rumble as a backup, just in case. In this day and age of increasing censorship and cancel culture, we really have no choice but to prepare for the worst, just in case. So please follow us on rumble.com as well. Again, just in case. You can find the Rumble link for us in the YouTube description area below this video. Also, you can find us on Rumble by searching for Farsight Institute. Now remember that you have to include the word Institute. So, with our own streaming service, farsightprime.com, plus our YouTube backup on Rumble, we can stay connected with you no matter what happens in the future. Be patient as we get more content up on Rumble. And for those of you who are interested in our cryptocurrencies, we continue to publish new 5-year Sequel Plus forecasts. Cryptocurrencies are starting to rise again in a very serious way, and we still think cryptocurrencies will be huge in the future. The identities of the cryptocurrencies are not revealed in the forecast, and those who want to find out more about our Sequel Plus forecasts and to purchase the identities for all of our Sequel Plus forecasts plus our future Sequel Plus forecasts can do so on our website, farsight.org. We are currently extending our Sequel Plus project to at least the end of 2024. And we are also starting to repeat some Sequel Plus forecasts so that we can get additional data on those currencies which we have already done, which helpfully extends the forecast further into the future. The way we see it, companies simply will not want to see governments controlling the money supply forever. Governments are just too corrupt. Businesses want stability above all things, and blockchain is the future. And of course, Farsight is interested in the future. I must remind all of you that no one at Farsight is a licensed financial advisor. So anything that anyone at Farsight does that relates to using remote viewing to predict financial or economic outcomes of any type, including the performance and or selling prices of cryptocurrencies, stocks, commodities, or anything else, is done for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everyone doing investments are doing so at their own risk. These are experiments in remote viewing, and there are no guarantees or warranties being made, either expressed or implied. Nonetheless, these efforts are truly interesting on a grand scale, and we at Farsight believe that after we do this for a while, it will be hard for anyone to ignore the reality of remote viewing. So, how do you hear about all of our activities that we do at Farsight so you can participate and get the latest when they happen, including our live streams? Well, to start with, we use our email list and YouTube to make our major event announcements. So, there are a few things you need to do. First, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and remember to click on the notifications bell that appears after you subscribe. That is the only way YouTube will notify you of the new events, especially our live stream events. Just subscribing doesn't do anything. The notifications bell is the important part. But that only notifies you of things that we release on YouTube. To be notified about the things that we release on farsightprime.com, which you can watch using our Apple and Android apps on the web and on your home TV, you need to subscribe to our free email newsletter found on our website at farsight.org. You can also allow our apps to notify you of our new releases on farsightprime.com. Be sure to do all three things. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Farsight, and remember to click on the notifications bell, and then subscribe to our free email newsletter that you can find on our website, farsight.org. And finally, go to the settings of our app and allow it to give you notifications of our new releases on farsightprime.com. Also, check to make sure your email program isn't putting our newsletter into your junk or spam or promotions folder. Some email programs are really aggressive in doing that, so it is worth it to check. And if your email program insists on putting our newsletter into your promotions folder, please check that folder regularly to make sure that you get our updates. The links for YouTube and our newsletter are in the description area below this video. And the app, well, that's on your phone. Those are how we announce what we do. We never send out spam, and we never give our subscriber list to anyone else for any purpose. Well, that is it for the January 2024 update on what is going on at Farsight. Stick with us in these changing times, and we will always stick with you. What you get from Farsight, you can get absolutely nowhere else. Stay ahead of the curve. Let the mainstream fade in the dust. Be there now. I'm Courtney Brown, Director of Farsight.